Are we on? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Microphone check. Lights.
Cameras.
This is swanky. This is lifestyle. This is culture. Welcome to the social center of everything culture. Culture Daily.
The memories that the song will bring. I don't know where you were when the song was. So at 1993 recorded, released like 1997. So that still goes to tell you that artists like to hoard their music when they record it, and they would give you 1,001 reasons why they don't want to release it. Like, I don't get it. Like, I'm sure in Sax's library, or in Black Coast library, or in Stoneboy's library, there are tons of music. Maybe they should do one session, an unreleased session for the fans. Anyway, live in the studio, we've got Eddie Blake, Jake the Snake, a part of the NFL squad. There are many questions to answer. Where's everybody? Where did everybody pass? What happened? But yo, guys, welcome to the studio,
Charlie.
and thanks for honoring this invitation.
My man.
You know,
we couldn't say no.
Yeah, man. And you know, it was partly engineered after a meetup with PY at PY's birthday, 45th birthday party, where his 40, you know, was like PY at 45.
PY at 45. We were loving at him. 45.
Yeah, PY at 45. You know, and just standing there and having a good conversation, bring back all those memories. It was like, you know what? Let's take this out onto TV.
Yeah.
So welcome to our studio.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
Great to be here, man.
You should first have listened to these guys when they go on YFM on Friday night, Saturday
night,
night.
6 o'clock, 6 p.m.
Like, yo, it's like, it's on fire. But welcome to the studio again. So first off, I want to ask, how many people were in NFL, and how did you guys even meet up?
All right, well, let's get to it.
So you go.
Should I just go?
Yeah, go.
All right, so I think we started off in, we were in the same neighborhood. We were in Kokomimle, Aveno Junction, K&D down, Kwame Nkrumah down. Yeah, Cookstown. Yeah, so I was friends with Jake, and Jake was friends with Tinny, and they all went to rap, and we're all like, yo, let's just form a group. And then we started writing raps together. I had this big ledger that we'd be writing our raps on, and then we'd be freestyling over some beats that Tinikwe would play on the tables and things like that. Much like most stories, there's the same story that most MCs have.
Yeah.
And then we finally met KK Duame, so rest in peace. Well, actually, I should take it further back, I think, to the formation of NFL. We used to be called N-word for life.
You can say it.
No, you can't say it. The N-word.
I heard some word on the TV.
Well, okay, so
you started.
Yes. Okay, so yeah, so niggas for life was and then
it came to Notorious for Life.
He says, I saw it on TV. We can say it.
You can say it. Yeah, because I've seen a video.
You're right.
That guy was
You're right. Okay.
You know.
So then it was a bit too crude at the time. So we're like, let's change it to Notorious for Life. It was me, Jake, Cy Lover, who came up with the name NFL Niggas for Life, Danny Two Dread, who changed it to Notorious for Life, and then we started doing, I think, Covell, Sydney, Barama Sydney, also
Dead Body.
I mean, it was a whole crew.
Oh, Sydney was part of it.
Yeah. Sydney was in our smaller group called the Native Tribe, which was like the step.
Okay. Like Academy.
Yeah, exactly. And he just, funny enough, Sydney just celebrated. He was just talking about it with me earlier. He just celebrated 27 years in the business because he remembers that day when when I paid for Nananum to go and perform at Recognize or one of those ones there.
Wow.
So big up Sydney, he's celebrating that, and it's good that we mentioned it. So back to the story. We finally decided to go straight.
Wait, was it the one they won?
I think so.
No, they won. They won.
That's the one they won.
Yes.
Yeah. I think so. So R.I.P. Pozo, by the way. So then we finally met up with KK Duame, his soul rest, and he's like, yo, you guys should, let's make it serious. Start rapping in Pidgin. Forget the English. Start Pidgin. Let's do Pidgin because nobody's doing it. Ghana should have its own patois because Jamaica has
so now
patois.
it's becoming a serious
Agenda.
Yeah. He's like, let's rap, and you guys should rap in Pidgin. Can you rap in Pidgin? I was like, yeah, we'll give it a shot. And then we started, Charlie, and boom.
Was anybody else rapping in Pidgin at that time?
No.
So we can say that NFL.
We can safely say NFL was the first ever act to rap in Pidgin English in the world, not just Ghana. not just Africa.
Okay.
I stand by my words. You can do it. You can prove me wrong anyhow you like, but I guarantee you that there's no way.
But this is 93. So 93 who's rapping pidgin, you know. and
How many people are rapping? Period.
Yeah, exactly.
They were rapping Tree. That was Mahoney P. Mahoney P was rapping in Tree.
You know, a few rappers were trying to.
And this guy was rapping in Ghana. What's his name? Kasim was rapping in Ghana.
Your memory good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Jake the Snake.
I'm in the building.
In the building.
So that's that. Like you said, and you know, we're the first rappers to come on TV in Ghana
As well.
1993, second generation GTV.
You guys know second generation? You never on GTV. Oh, young kids they here. It's good to be young.
And listen, man. After the way they bash us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What you come
on what platform?
When we came out
On the streets.
You know, go school. They go.
Yeah, the older generation. No, the fact of the matter is that my dad even took me to one of the big high life guys who was huge at the time, and he basically, my dad was like, "Yo, my son and his crew, they're rapping, blah blah blah. You interested in it?" They're like, "No, the rap, it's not going to happen. So, so forget the rap, you know." So he shut it down like on the spot, you know. Like it didn't. We walked out of there. I felt so bad. My dad was like, "Well, we tried," but KK Duame, his soul rest, he really believed in us, and he's like, "You guys should put it together. Let's do an album." It's called Africa 2000. Make it a bit dance, do some dance tracks as well, and let's make it, you know, for everyone, and rap in pidgin. And yeah.
So who then brought the name Native Funk Lords?
Nate,
To Dread.
Danny to Dread. Yeah.
Because we had Notorious for Life, and you know, in Ghana, Notorious for Life. I mean, already they don't like you. Already you're on TV and you're off TV and you're like, hey, I told you to go. My brother beat me. He's like, Charlie. Baby, you go over your school.
So wait, you recorded in 1993.
Yes,
on TV,
and kept it till 97.
Yeah, we had other songs. We had other songs.
This particular song was recorded in '93, but it took us a while to get it out.
Okay, so let's go to '93 then.
Yes.
So what songs were popular? I mean, my memory doesn't.
Well, in Ghana here.
Yeah. What was that?
Your memory. Your memory.
No, I'm trying to say.
You were in class 1.
No, I was in class 1. No. 93. I was in class 6.
You were 9 years old.
No, I mean, I finished JSS. I'm saying JHS so that it reflects today. JHS in 1998. So 93 wasn't far off. That's about how many years back?
By 93, you were 9 years.
Yeah, they're about. Like,
9 years, like, what, class 6?
They're about. No. 15, 14, 13.
You were very young. Everybody started calculating my age.
Well, I was like 12 years.
Right.
We're young when we started.
So
I was about 17, 16.
We're so
when
young.
I started. Yeah. So in that video, this was 2000. When did we shoot the video?
Oh, shoot the video 97.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're all pretty young at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, at that time, I don't remember even the track star. I think it was mainly the big guys. Like it was mainly high life in Ghana. It was the Daddy Lumbas, the Kujentries, Papa Yanks, and all them guys were really doing it. Yeah, they were the big. And then later on, when we started this, a lot more hip hop guys started coming out. Ochami. Achami actually.
Talking drums.
Talking drums. The thing with talking drums, they were also doing their thing in school at GIS. So we had that rivalry with talking drums. Taboo. Kwame Fache, Knight, Mr. GI.
Yeah.
Yes. So they had their squad. Then there was talking drums, and then there was NFL. But the difference was NFL was from the hood. Taboo and all them guys, they were in GIS Dadaba. We were from Kwame Nkrumah Circle, you know, like you sabi Aveno, we from Aveno. You know what I mean? So we took pride in that, you know. And I think there wasn't any real like hip hop out there at the time. That one you could forget it. No.
Okay, so talking this rivalry, you know, how let's just get deeper into it. How bad was it? Was it beef? Was it just we don't mix with you? And when you meet at events,
we'll go to jazz parties and we'll see them and we'll start frowning.
But you know, rap,
mugging. That's the one.
Listen, man, rap itself, it's a beef.
Yeah, it's competitive.
Yes.
Yeah, rap itself from the start is a beef because if you can rap and he can rap, that means Charlie rap as you. Make you beef. That's how it is. That's how it started. Because I remember we have a guy called Fofo, and they were telling No, Dead Body was rapping.
Uh-huh.
Dead Body was rapping.
Yeah, he started,
He
rap.
started as a rapper.
Yeah, he started as a
wow.
rapper.
Yeah, Dead Body is a rapper first.
So
R&B Dead Body.
yeah. No, he was a dope rapper too.
he has a good flow. So they told Eddie that Charlie, Dead Body can rap more than you and stuff. And he was so upset. So we saw a guy who looks at Dead Body, and this guy just frowned like he's not even talking.
I almost stepped up to him.
Yo.
Yo, so who the F are you, man?
you
You
are.
know what I'm saying? You're Batman?
So he saw me, he's like, yo, Charlie, that's Dead Body. I said, no, that's a painter. His name is Fufu. so this guy just got frowned because they said Dead Body can rap more than him. You know, so rap himself.
The painter almost collects blood.
Oh my
That's
days.
funny.
So rap itself is a beef.
The thing is, guys, let me just be straight. Those days,
Yeah.
I wanted to be the best rapper in Ghana. Personally,
Wow.
for me, that was my thing. I'm like, I'm the best rapper. There's nobody who can mess with me. Absolutely not. That was my thing. I would murder you. I would murder.
And the fastest
I was
rapper.
rapper.
I had the punchlines. That's all I did. I just
Yeah.
wanted to be a rapper. So me like this, I will burn you. I will kill you. I've murdered a lot of MCs back then. And then that was it. You know, that was it. But then it was fun. You know, we go to Labadi Beach and perform, and then, you know, I'll be like, yo, any rapper, anyone? And then some rappers will step up, and then we just battle it out. Hey, Eddie Blade.
So this video, who shot it? Because it's one of the wackest videos I've ever seen in my entire life.
Wow.
No, it's what now?
Because Burna Boy has got Burna Boy's Burna Boy's last video. It was I can tell it's something similar, but this video, I was always wondering. That's like, wasn't the person's hand
did
stable a bit? Just let me get one scene.
Not even that, but if you look well, you can see some thumbprints on the lens. That shows
who shot that
it was
video?
gung ho, man. We were crazy back then, man.
Was it some?
There was nothing.
some-
Was Samaton? Yeah, I think it was Samaton. Yeah, some used to work for Metro back then. French guy. He used to Smash TV. Samaton.
Okay.
Yeah, but back then, Charlie, look, we were just happy to be making that video. Be there. It was either this or go and stand in front of
the flowers.
or the flowers at National Theatre. And that was it.
It's like
Pick one.
Gospel video.
Yes.
Yeah, gospel
with the
video.
peak milk. There's even we have the peak milk in it. Actually, if you look well, it's there. The peak milk effect. It was there. You can check it out. If you watch it again, you see it. It just flashes there. But anyway, that was it, man. We paid nothing for it because
it was a big video. What do you mean it was?
Don't
what?
mind this guy.
Wait, where did it
He was 5 years old at the time.
time.
9 years old.
Where did it premiere first? This video.
Metro TV.
Metro. I think Metro was on GTV at the time.
Yes.
You know, they had that slot.
Smash
Yeah,
TV.
yeah.
And it was back to back. Oh.
Advertising
Yeah.
cycle.
Ad cycle and
Ad cycle.
things. Yeah.
And it became a big. Okay,
I wanted to
sorry.
find
What do you mean is whack?
Don't mind. He's not moving past that.
So I saw a video. This is 97. Is it
Pioneer.
whack?
Pioneer
Sorry
video.
for that.
Pioneer video.
Sorry for left.
Tego sisters were there shooting videos, and it was calmer. I mean,
They didn't want to do the flowers.
We didn't have those budgets. What are you talking about, man?
from the finances.
We were. This was a
The guy
high.
went to perform and got home in the last shop.
You know, I'm talking go shoot video. Tego sisters, man. What's this guy on about?
I just want to know the message, like what inspired that particular record, because it's been one of the most like notable, recognizable songs that have to
of all
do
time.
with, you know.
I think it was the fact that we were talking about unity, you know, and
Right.
get together and have a good time, get together. And if you see the video, it's full of like diverse characters.
Yeah,
There's all kinds of colors in there. It's like the United Nations of Benetton in there. And I think that's the whole plan was to make it very fun and see that, we're all getting together, let's have a good time, take off your shoes, dance like you booze. If you see the video, there's one part where I'm going like this on the fan milk, and when Seal starts, that's because Seal was so messed up, he was so drunk that he couldn't remember his lyrics.
So these guys are so shy to shoot the video. It's not live video, okay?
Right.
But they're so shy because it's a camera. So they have to go, you know.
Everybody freeze.
It was our first video ever. I mean,
So they have to go inside small so that
we go inside
they won't be
small.
that shy.
We went to my mom's restaurant, my mom and dad's restaurant, where we shot most of the scenes, and we had like there was a bottle of vodka. So I'm like, before the shoot to take the edge off, let's have some vodka.
That's courage.
Yes,
my God.
but then it went too bad because your man couldn't remember his lyrics, and he just so yo, what are you doing,
If
man?
you put the video back on the screen, you realize that it's only a few people. I think your part and then Pat Jake was singing. I don't know who sang what.
Yeah.
I can't tell who rapped what.
Yeah. It's all over the place.
Everybody did some of what everybody did.
Yeah, right. That's Guy Cambo, Mabi.
Yeah, but I wanted to find out at that time, what was the scene like? I mean, because you mentioned rivalry, but I'm sure the song was more than that.
Yeah.
Did it have to do with political tension? Did you have to
No.
was
This was
just
we were
like-
too young to even think about politics at that time. They were
feeding us. They were feeding us. We were thinking about politics. This guy has a restaurant. We go to a restaurant and eat. You think about politics? No, man. You know,
Those are like good times. Like,
Yeah.
very good times.
I mean, the only real hip hop was on the stage back then. I mean, you'd go to the Recognizes and Globe Cinema, Orion Cinema, Labadi Beach. Paul Dogbe, remember Paul? He used to do all these, they used to do all these events, and it would just be like, just go and perform and and rap, and that was where the rivalry was, and this song was like in total opposite of that, because this song was we did it for commercial reasons. Let's do it for commercial reasons. Let's put it out there. It's going to be fun. But we were rappers first. We wanted to kill your career. That was our main aim back then.
What was the feedback from what was the aftermath of the video? So video makes it to TV, blah blah blah. What happened after then? From Hood Boys.
Did you see that Peugeot also in the background?
Bro, this guy is off your mic.
Yo, what?
Which kind of Peugeot? Peugeot.
Peugeot. Yeah, you're saying.
I think. Well, we went from there. You see, we dropped the album. We did 2 albums in all. We did after this. We did Vote for Me, which was also
Vote for Me,
Make a Trump president. Yeah, that was also that was our follow up. So yeah, we kind of it started to get popular. So in the face of all those that said that it wasn't good, in the face of his brother who was lashing him and all that, they were like, well, you see, it's working. People are demand for us. We started going to places around. KK was really instrumental in that, taking us around Ghana for radio tours and performances and shows, and we went to even Togo.
British School of
Lomé. We went out there, which we couldn't wait to get back to Accra. But but it took care of us that day, though. And all the girls were looking at us.
That was a good one. We're so scared, because we heard stories about the former president stuff. So we were scared. When we go to Accra, we start insulting him.
This guy.
So how did it work with shows, money, splits? Because now that NFL is a squad.
It's a good question. I'll tell you one. The first time we did a show that we got paid for, so I think it was Takradi or something like that. We had one room. All the 4 of us had got to sleep squad where everybody had their cuts, and I remember me sleeping with my hands in my pockets, make nobody try and jack me as at the bed. I don't want Paro catch me. But that was the first time that we actually got money. I think we went to perform at one of the hotels. It's now Atlantic. It used to be Atlantic Hotel.
Best Western Premier.
Now it's Best Western. Yeah.
But at that time.
It was Atlantic.
Atlantic.
And that's where we got our first cash. And it was amazing. It was like, wow, man, we're getting paid for this.
You show your brother money.
Me, I don't tell him. You go take it from me.
Yeah. But after that, it started getting, because of the album. The album, we were pushing it. KK really pushed it. He was paying payola and things. Every time we go to these, here, come with an envelope, man. You don't come without anything.
Yeah.
You better come with some cash. So, and they used to play. They used to play the tracks.
I don't want to talk about the envelope.
But it's true. I remember it so well because I remember he used to put the cash in the envelope, and everywhere we went.
Is a check?
No, there was cash sometimes.
Okay.
There was cash sometimes.
Some got check.
Really?
They got mad later on.
They went, oh, yeah, it's true. Yeah. I think a check bounced or something. Like, hey, yo, what's up? It's true. You're right. I remember.
Rappers and hustle.
Oh, Charlie. It was a hustle, man. It wasn't easy because it was against the grain. Everyone was against it,
Yeah.
It was, but this was for the youth, man. We did it for the youth, and everyone's like,
Where did you get your inspiration? I mean, Kwame Nkrumah Cycle Boys, straight out, surrounded by Daddy Lumba and Dasenberg Gamna, and then out of nowhere, you're hip hopping it.
Yeah.
I think it's the hip hop itself,
and it's the love.
Exactly, the passion for the
Who
music.
were you guys listening to?
Oh man, we're listening to all the guys, man.
I was listening to old school rappers like Tim Dog.
They weren't old school back then.
No, I'm talking about now, like those. Okay,
now they're old school.
Now
But
they're
back
old
then,
school. But
They were fresh.
They were fresh.
Yeah,
I mean,
they were fresh,
Dre
That's
had
our time.
dropped. 93 was when Dre dropped the Chronic. So Dre dropped the Chronic. We were all crazy about the Chronic. Then Snoop, of course, was on it. All the old guys from Far Side to Boogie Down Productions to
Big Daddy Kane.
Public Enemy. We were at the Public Enemy concerts. We performed at the second one. The first one, Talking Drums performed, and we were pissed. I was like, yo, this should be us, man.
How the kiddies get this chance?
How? And they were good too. Like Kweku and Beku used to be badass rappers. And I was like, yo, Charlie, this should be us, man. It should be us. So the next time, I think Panafest 94 or 98.
It was 94.
94. I think Public Enemy came back and we had a chance to perform on the stage. So me, when I was home, a few years ago and I saw Sarkodie perform with Public Enemy, with Chuck D on the stage in Kenya. Like the proudest moment for me. Like I don't think people know the level of like huge that is, because for him to perform side by side with Chuck D on Fight the Power, Charlie, I was so proud.
I hear Rollins was a big fan of theirs as well.
Public Enemy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, when they came to the stage, they were cussing out everybody, and we're like, yeah. It was cussing out.
It's just that people didn't understand. That's what I think. That's why they were cussing people uniform. Yeah.
It was the hype, man.
I was like, yo,
the energy that Chuck D would bring to the stage, and when he says what he's saying, Charlie, no matter what, you're with him.
Let's talk about some of the other rap groups in Ghana at that time. We mentioned them lightly, but I want us to go deeper into what they were doing. Hip hop as well.
Of course, yeah. Book Back also came out.
Book Back was at that time.
Yeah, Akateche, TH for Quadris, SAS Squad. These are all crews that came up after us, I have to say.
Have you realized that all these are groups?
Yeah.
It was a group thing.
Was that the culture?
For the most part, those days, Public Enemy, Far Side, all them Stetsasonic, all these rappers, I mean, it was a group thing. You had to have a posse. It wasn't about being solo. Now it's all about Drake, about Eminem. But back then, you had to have a crew, and so if there was a fight, you have your people, and if there was a battle, my people would battle your people.
With the crowd.
Yeah,
exactly. So we were ready.
What was the entertainment scene like? I mean, at that point in time, the fathers that we would have was to play football in front of our house. We couldn't go beyond that. There was Super Nintendo and Atari. Atari was also out.
Sega Genesis.
We're just playing that at home.
Contra.
I mean,
Contra was the one. I love
beyond that.
You didn't be that about power.
No, my brother, we use Takashi.
That's how we play Chaskeli.
No. We did go pay for people in my house.
Jake would play football with the sock that they put in. Socks ball. Socks ball. It wasn't a football. It's socks ball.
What was the entertainment culture like? What was the events happening that people were aspiring to be on or to go to? Club, nightlife.
Yeah, like club was booming, like Tiptoe those times.
Tiptoe, my gosh.
The music too was high life more. You know what I'm saying? The music was high life more, so it was booming. The rap was just coming, and that's when Reggie came with the Hiplife.
Yeah.
So I think
we should get to Reggie's bit.
I think all of them were doing Hiplife because they're rapping in tree.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So it was fun. People go to shows.
Yeah.
Like they have Globe Cinema. They have a rap competition where all goes there.
Yes.
But by then, the rap hasn't really catch up, so they don't listen to the lyrics like now.
Yeah.
You can say something in there and run
I'm coming, man. So now even the kids can listen to your lyrics and know that this guy knows talking sense. Our time we had a show at Globe Cinema,
yeah,
and they put on this song on a raga tape.
Ade,
and I didn't have any lyrics, like I haven't written anything down. So I grabbed the mic and I was just doing blah 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 blah, and it was on a beat, it was on a key. Come and see the fans.
Oh, killed it.
We chop second, but now
you can't do that.
No.
Yeah.
Now they pick the words 1-1, so you can't just go and flow.
So these were the hangouts, Tiptoe Lane.
Then of course they had the clubs. Yeah, they had Osu. They had some clubs, so Matador was big, I think, at the time. Glenn's was probably was open. Bam Tavern, Red Onion. These all places.
All in Osu?
No. Some in Adaraka.
When did I was going to say Bloomba. Boomerang.
You see?
Bloomba.
It is your time.
Boomerang was a bit later. Was much later, actually. Yeah.
And how did these places affect or support, the culture of the urban culture at that time?
But the clubs played.
They would play. Either they were playing the high life or the popular UK or US dance songs. By then it was a dance scene. The dance scene was quite big in terms of pop music was big. So like maybe you used to watch Top of the Pops, that kind of music. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Yeah.
Aswad and stuff.
Aswad, UB40, those kind of exactly. Red, white. Yeah, it would play those things in the club, and we were too young to get into the club, but we used to sneak in. And my dad had a club when we moved to Ghana first. Like my dad opened up a club called Eddie's Place, so I was literally in the club scene. Like that, I used to sneak in and you'd go play with the records. That's where my love for music even started, I think. So like, but then we couldn't get into most of these clubs. So maybe Hamatan one time we went to.
They went to Hamatan,
a place in Shangri-La. You remember Shangri-La, you guys?
Shangri-La.
There's a club in there called Hamatan, and
I
we
like
used to
the
go
way
there
you
as
said you
well.
were Shangri-La. What about the one of the runabouts? What's the name? The Tetquashi runabout. The one that
Seacaps.
Seacaps.
Yeah, that came later. Granada Hotel was around at the time. Yeah.
Hey, you play.
We grew. We grew.
Then you mentioned that you empowered Nananom Sydney.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
Academy.
Because
Yes.
it's something that even till today we don't find many artists investing in another artist.
Yes.
What made you guys?
Crazy,
you didn't add
man.
him to you guys, but you created a group for them. I want to understand the story.
Jake, you want to try?
No, but on that note, NFL, Nananom, like that Sydney, he came to see Eddie. Well,
Laboni Secondary School. We had
Something
finished
there.
the show, and then we were outside, and then Sydney just showed up randomly. He was at
No, I think somebody, the sister, the cousin or something. So
I knew his
And
cousin.
wait, Reggie wasn't in town at that
No,
time.
No.
Oh, because I know Reggie and Sydney.
They're related, exactly.
Yeah, but Sydney was with us before.
Yes. So
So yeah,
Sydney,
he came to see Eddie and they talking like Eddie book him.
What did he say?
He basically said, Charlie, he's a raga. He was doing raga at the time.
I'm sorry to say this, but he was on his knees.
Oh, you
Well, it's hip hop. It's hip hop. You gotta say.
Sydney.
And Sydney,
I'll be real, man.
Sydney, 27 years ago, we just been talking quite a lot. He's coming on the show on Saturday. So he's like, he's really, really excited about it. He wants to shoot a documentary and everything. So it is true. And he came up to me and we spoke. And he's like, he's a raga guy. He performed with us at Panafest. The Panafest I was telling you about with Public Enemy. He was dressed as a fetish priest. So that's why I saw the Kumerica guys, the Asaka guys.
To deliver the raga.
We were doing it like then. Yeah, exactly. So he come up, Kale Bale. That was his rap. Crazy. So it was
Very much Sydney shouts.
Shout outs to my man. And he wanted to be part of the group, but we were also like a lot. There was already 4 of us. So we said, okay, so let's open up another group. Him and Puzu would be in a group called the Native Tribe. So we're the Native Funk Lords. You guys are the Native Tribe.
Annex.
Like Killer Bees and Wu-Tang, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So like, that's a good idea. Yeah. So and then next thing you know, they started going on their own path, and then KK invested in them. So as well.
Yeah.
So he signed them onto the label. So Case Frequency had myself, NFL, Nananom, and Dead Buddy.
Chico Dauni.
And Chico Dauni as well. So that was the label. So they invested in
and Kete
in them. And Kate, how could I forget Kate? You guys remember Kate?
Yeah,
Chill,
very
chill.
Rebo.
Yeah,
You know,
man.
when you just mentioned Case Frequency, I remember one thing I think you said to me some time back. Radio Gold at that time had this very popular jingle that from the center of the earth.
From the center of the equator, raids are radiating
Speaker
it
to speaker.
speaker to speaker.
Eardrum to eardrum.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's Eddie.
That's me. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's me.
It was a very popular jingle. Let's go into
Yeah.
Case Frequency, the studio. Now, the environment. I mean, Hush Studios later on became
Yes,
like the
afterwards,
Case,
yes.
yeah, where all artists meet up there and all
Yes.
that. What was the vibe like at Case Frequency? Who was coming there?
Yeah.
Access, how because I know it's another thing.
Yeah.
I got a chance to go to Case Frequency in the later years when I went to do some demo. That one Krauser Peters that recorded us. He didn't give us a second try. It was only one attempt.
Out. That's the door.
So what was it like, inside Case Frequency?
I mean, speaking of Apietus and I produced, I co-produced his first ever hip hop beat. A little fun fact there. But the vibe, the vibe was amazing. Everybody was hungry. We were all
A lot of artists came through, man.
Yeah.
Like, upcoming artists, they all come to Case Frequency every time. They even like come and see me. Tell, can you talk to KK so you could sign up?
Who was the engineer there?
Before Apietus, or was it Apietus first?
There's another guy who was limping.
no.
I don't know if it's
There was
Ben.
Ben, and then there was Jam Master J as well.
No, Jamas J came later.
Oh, he came later. Yeah.
Oh, JMJ.
Yeah,
He worked at
JMJ.
Case Frequency.
Yeah.
It's just one big circle. Bro.
Yeah.
You didn't just show up, right?
At
You were
all.
around for a minute.
Yeah, true. Wow. So that was the vibe, basically. The artists, everybody was always trying to get signed to Case Frequency because they saw what he was doing for us.
Yeah.
And we were just,
Case is like links now.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, very much so.
Oh.
Very much so.
We talk about, we come back to blame ourselves and, the loopholes in our industry and Ghana, we should do this and record labels and all of that. You guys started a culture. Did any of you, maybe you were young, but did any of you think about what the business could have been if, had it been taken on to a certain, with the investments, with the branding? With
Yeah. Absolutely not. I'll tell you why. Because we were just artists and we were even happy to be doing what we're doing. We found it like a luxury, it was like a
privilege.
What's the word? A privilege for us to be doing what we were doing, because they never gave us the time. And Kay was the only guy who actually said, you know what, let me invest in you guys. Here's the studio. I have some money. I'll put for your videos and things like that. So for us, that was where
no other studio, individual, corporate body, nobody was invested in the hip hop culture.
No. Kay's Flowers,
none.
Big bouquet.
You can say George Brune and Victor Randolph also gave it a good shot. But KK took it to another level where he was like, he just believed in us. And so we let him handle everything, at the end of the day. And I think that's one of the main reasons why we can say that we kind of like didn't proceed. After he passed, the business side of it too, it was just too much work at the time. We're like, so now what are we going to do? I mean, are we now going to try and put it all together? In hindsight, we probably should have. I should have stayed on, but I decided to start a family. I decided to go on television and be a TV presenter instead, full time. And I'm like, this rap shit ain't paying the bills.
Jake, how did you feel about that? When he
was pissed.
TV,
he's still pissed at me.
I don't want to go there, because that's why I know we grew up with 3 friends. Grew up like me, Tini, and Eddie. So that's why Tini is kind of pissed with us, because it's not really coming to us.
No, yeah. With me, I know it's always going to be there.
Wow.
Because after we break up, it's not like now that you can get other studios or you can even do studio at home and do your thing. After a breakup, there's no studio anywhere, so you just have to sit down.
It's an end
and look for a work or learn some job or something. So that's what happened.
Was it because the money that was coming into the group wasn't enough to sustain the drive?
That was the first thing. Yes, the fact that there was just not enough money for all of us to split up, and if you decide to start a family, for some reason, it's like, wow, this shit ain't paying the bills, literally. So it was a bit difficult,
Wow.
In hindsight, yes, I don't have regrets. We don't have regrets.
No,
nobody has a regret in life. I don't believe in regrets, because it's baggage. Regrets is something you carry with you throughout.
You can't do anything about it.
Yeah, you can't do anything about it. But in hindsight, if we could have done things differently, of course. I mean, we could have been as big as Sarkodie became, easily. We were on that trajectory. We were getting there. We just had to keep pushing. And I think we just stopped at a certain point where we could. There's a meme where the guy is like digging. That was us, basically. We dug just at the end, and then things started to go.
Okay, so we've mentioned GT, we've mentioned Metro. Let's go to radio. And when Vibe FM came in, can you give us a story on how you guys, probably use that platform, whether it be NFL or individual, how that platform as well,
Vibe was amazing. They supported us big time.
But Radio Gold did more.
Radio Gold did more, yes. But then
I think Joy
was it
too.
an urban station, Radio Gold, at that time?
Was it? I don't think so.
I don't think they know the urban and difference now. They were just playing everything.
But I think
they were just down with everything.
Yeah, and they had a good relationship with K as well.
Okay.
Radio Gold. So that was also instrumental. But with Vibe, I mean, we had a good relationship with a lot of the DJs there. So they would play our tune. We'd go for interviews. The Vibe Carnival. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
I mean, we killed it. Like it couldn't. The crowd, like all you could see was just a sea of people on that Osu Oxford Street. Like it was an amazing performance. We did like 2 years, 3 years back to back.
Did that sort of speak to anything about the youth at that time and what kind of culture that they were after? Because I don't know, after Vibe Carnival, I don't know what else was happening, or if there was any other show.
I mean, the youth clearly, you see what happened after that with Hiplife taking it going to another level, and now you see what's going on. I mean, it's something that's been there forever. They've always wanted the culture. It's hip hop is a part of urban culture. You can't take away from it.
Okay, let's give some people their flowers. You've mentioned quite a number of names, but
Reggie.
Yeah, let's talk the Reggie story now. From your point of view,
yes.
When he came in, was he competitive to what you guys were doing? Because now he started the hip life culture. How did that play out with you guys?
You wanna? No, you go. So first time I met Reggie, he had just come down. I'd heard about PLZ already. The Ghana boy who's doing big in the UK and the US.
No, but me, I knew him already because
he was dancing. So Jake knew him from that time. Jake is a bit older than me, so he knew him from that era.
I started with dancing first. Me and Tini, we used to dance.
They used
for
to
rappers.
Dance. Yes. So that's how you. Okay, so tell us how you knew Reggie. Yes, how did you?
Oh no, I knew Reggie because my big brother is like old dancer is dead though. R.I.P. Carlos Alberto. He used to be one of the big dancers. Yeah. Carlos Alberto. Mm-hmm. So he was dancing. I used to go with him to
Embassy Double Do and things like that.
Yeah. Like I did the Swartz time.
Yeah.
Okay. So Reggie was like with him and he was teaching Reggie how to dance and stuff. That's when I knew Reggie, but I didn't see him again.
He bounced and he was out for a long time. And then when I heard about him, Agwishi Rapadi, who's RIP, brought a record to my house, a vinyl record, and it was PLZ, Party à la Maison, and we played it on my dad's thing. I was, oh, hey, PLZ. If it ain't PLZ, then you dog it. Then next thing you know, 2 years later, he was in Ghana. And then when we met, I was in there shawarma, and he's like, hey, what's up, man? And he had his hair like up to like here. And he's like, let me get a bite of that. So all right, I gave him my shawarma. You know that guy.
Did he know you?
He didn't know me from anywhere.
That was the first time I met him.
First time I met him.
I thought we met him. Okay.
So this was at Cave du Roy.
Okay.
So the club, I just have a shawarma, and he's like, let me have a bite. He grabs it, and then he puts the whole thing in his mouth, and he swallows the whole thing. That was my first encounter already. I was like, who the F is this guy? And like, what the hell was that?
Who just comes to ask you for your shawarma, takes it and eats it?
But I could tell that he was a hip-hop guy. He was just like, that's effects.
The bullying be that.
You know, exactly. So the next day, this was a Saturday. The next day, we were shooting a video.
We performed.
We performed.
Children's Park.
No. There was a Nafty production. TNT's back on the set once again. Yes, TNT's back on the set once again with Sydney, myself, Jake, and then another guy, Paul Demon.
And what's his name? Bright.
Bookback was also on it. We were shooting this Nafty production at the beach, and then Reggie shows up. He had just come down. He just walked, hey, you guys shoot a video? So he was in the video. I think a week later was when we were we were performing at Ifwa Sutherland's Children's Park. We get off the stage, and then we had done this song, Yankam Boom, and everybody went crazy. And then Reggie looks like, nah, man, that shit was whack, man. What kind of song is that, man? That song whack, man.
Seriously, man, you're off stage. With the guys who are happy,
everybody's crazy.
And stepped to us.
Reggie's sitting in his car, in some car. No, he's sitting in the car.
He stepped to us.
He stepped to us or something. I don't remember. And he's like, yeah, nah, man. Y'all rappers? Nah, man. Y'all should be rapping. This shit is whack, man. I was like, hey, you just, the nigga that took my shawarma the other day as well. And then you're back again. Okay, so it's up on now. Like, so
he's open.
Like so,
open up with terrorists.
Yeah. So he kind of like made us feel some type of way. Like we were looking up to him, and then next thing you know, he drops the Hiplife tune. He had me in this video. The boy.
Yeah.
We shot that cottage, and you know we became the best of friends afterwards. Like, what a way to start a friendship.
And then he kicked off with this whole Hiplife.
Yeah, he did the Hiplife thing, Plan Ben, and all that.
How do you guys feel about it? Because I mean, prior to that, you had done Yankam Boom. That was in Tree.
He wasn't rapping in Pidgin though, so we were happy about that.
So
we were like, yeah, at least he's not rapping in Pidgin. I mean, let him do the Tree thing, no problem, man. But when it comes down to the Pidgin, that's ours. So at least that's how we were.
Okay, so let's now also look at personalities, some extras who also added to the culture at that time with NFL. So I mean, we know that Bushke was a very popular DJ. Were there other people in the game that need to be recognized, and their immense contribution? I mean, Kiki just won. Case Frequency, we'll never forget that.
What's his name? Groove.
George Broon and Victor Randolph.
What were they doing?
They were also doing the same. Trying to invest in artists
and
produce artists, produce the tracks, in the studio, get some R&B, hip hop, that kind of vibe out for sure. I mean, they really did a lot.
Let me ask a difficult question here.
Yes,
this Hiplife narrative about who brought it through your eyes.
I beg, don't ask her that question.
Who started this thing? Who do you have an idea of? Because I'm hearing a bit of Mike Cook. I'm hearing a bit of.
I mean,
you guys were on the ground. You must
know.
But
our style was different.
Yes, Jake. I mean,
but you observe.
They want to say as observers.
I know. But I thought Reggie brought the name. That's what I know. But we didn't really think about that because we were busy.
Was somebody doing it before it was named?
Okay. No. So what do you mean somebody's doing it? You mean when a rapping Tree? Is it hip hop or hip life?
This thing is here, and then you said bottle.
Who brought you already? I come already. I got here.
I beg you.
I got that.
I will give you that. I beg you.
Well, here's the thing. This question, I mean, one, I always say both to Reggie and to Panji. I'm like, nobody cares.
Yeah.
That's what I also tell them, that move on from this back and forth, because nobody gives a damn.
What's Panji's position on this Hiplife?
Panji is like, he says that he came up with the name in London with Mike Cook years before, when he was with Reggie as well, but none of that matters, because the person who put it on wax, to use a hip hop terminology, was Reggie. Reggie put it on wax. Reggie said, "Hey, sure boy, give it up for what? The Hiplife." End of. Finish. It doesn't matter who came up with the name. Did you patent it? No, you didn't patent it. So what? Who cares? Reggie's the one who's recognized. And if
who cares 40 years later?
40 years later, Reggie should also be the one to say, you know what? Other people were also there.
Involved in the movement. Yeah.
In the movement. That's why I keep telling Reg that. At least say that. Say that.
So everybody's okay.
Everybody can get some of the shine.
Yeah, but the tree rap was going on already.
That's also true.
You're rapping already.
We were rapping or singing in tree on a hip hop. Yes. And the guys, when we used to go to the shows at Globe Cinema and all that, there used to be some tree rappers all the time. They were rapping tree. Paracetamol. They can't paracetamol. So a guy called Paracetamol.
Yo, our time we have funny names, man.
They had all the weirdest names in the world.
Who's Macho Rapper? No,
Macho MC. Macho MC, not Macho Rapper.
There was Macho MC before Macho Rapper.
Before Macho Rapper, yes, Macho MC.
Predecessors.
Yeah. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter for us. We never really were Hiplife, even though you could say our style was under the Hiplife umbrella.
But my next tough question would be, I'll come to Panji and his contribution as well. Through your eyes. Okay, so I'm supposed to sign out from Plus 89.9 FM right now because it's 10 o'clock. They have to go to another show.
Yes.
So Plus, for the fans and the listeners on Plus FM, we are still live on TV. You can switch to us as well. However, this podcast will be available tonight on YouTube at, later on in the evening, but at 10 p.m. again, it will replay on 3 Music Networks. So shouts to go out to all the listeners on Plus FM. Anyway, now that that's out of the way, let me come to that question on my second tough question. Oh man, it just slipped me for a while. But had Hiplife not come, would we have done better in the space of music with hip hop? As a lot of groups were being bred left and right, schools were forming groups and all.
Without any motivation.
Interesting question.
And also to add, because Bushke said yesterday that, hip hop was already big out there and you couldn't sell hip hop to hip hop, as in.
Exactly.
You couldn't sell your hip hop to hip hop because they were already doing it. So
exactly.
Just to add to that.
Would we have connected and plugged into the bigger global hip hop conversation through the eyes of NFL? Hiplife is like I'm just breaking down a bit more. So it's like there's Afro beats now. It's growing, and then some kid from nowhere brings Afri beat, and then the whole world is like, whoa, Afri beat.
And they bring another one called Afro Jama too. Like they were telling about them, like, you people are bringing names.
Now everyone has one. A lot, So through the eyes of NFL at that time, just go back to 93 or 92, when it was hip hop music, it was everywhere. Our radios were playing it. There were very popular Western artists, and then there was a Ghanaian hip hop group growing. Then Hiplife came in, slashed it, and then it gave it a rise to a new mass of artists.
Yes,
but had that not come.
Yeah, I totally agree with Bushke. I mean, at the end of the day, you can't sell snow to the Eskimos. The fact of the matter is that you can't do it as well as they can. Even though personally, myself as Eddie, I can tell you that I was trying my best to sound as close to that, and I could burn a lot of the American MCs back then, I'm sure. But there was never a way for us to do it better than them. Generally, so we had to have our own identity. Hence, KKD saying, you know what, let's do Pidgin. So you guys should sound different from all the MCs that are out there. Let's have our own thing. Hiplife is ours. It made people more comfortable to do music their way rather than try and sound American or try and sound British or whatever it was at the time. So absolutely, Hiplife was a good thing for our industry.
So did it change the group and its focus and its style of music?
Oh yeah. We had to. We tried to conform because KK would have a thing with us. He said, do maybe if you're doing a 10-track album, do 6 songs for the masses, and then the remaining songs you can do your hip hop hardcore shit that you guys love.
Or make sure that the hooks has like some local stuff
as well.
So people will jump to it.
And that was Hiplife right there. The minute we start adding those elements to it, you're changing it from hip hop and you're making it more Hiplife. But even Reggie says he didn't do Hiplife back then. Have you ever had this conversation with him?
No, not yet.
It doesn't make. I mean, his is like he was fighting for the Hiplife, but he was doing hip hop.
Yes.
It wasn't Hiplife. You know, it's crazy. If you have this convo, have this convo with him, and you know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
That makes it interesting.
There were other major names in the game, you know, that came later on, like the Woodman and the DJ Blacks and co. I want to find out how the relationship was with you guys, and I don't know if that's a later part of the conversation.
I think we're the first people Bolare interviewed at
Universe, when he was at Universe. Yeah.
He was young then. So
Black was also over there, I think.
Yeah.
Black was at Universe, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Bolare was there as well. Yeah, I mean, they were instrumental because I must say the DJs at the time, everyone was really like supporting us because it was something new, it was something fresh. They needed this. Like there was
unity.
There was unity. I mean, clearly there was some that if you travel, like I said, the payola would make a bit of an entrance. But for the most part, everyone was very, very supportive of what we were doing.
16, 17, 18, you guys were at that age. How did fame play with you people and girls and parties?
No, we didn't do girls, man. we didn't do. Charlie, you're at 17 to 18. I
know you don't want to commit yourself on air and say that you underage.
Well, I mean, I got married, so I don't know about that.
but you didn't get married at 17.
I got married at 23, which is like
23, yeah. So 23, they're fine, but not 16, 17, 18.
How did the fame play?
We loved it, man. We loved it. We loved it. It was amazing. I mean, we were living the life.
Fans.
For us, it was more the fans when you're on stage and people start shouting for you, and when you start rapping and everybody,
Terminator.
That's
feedback.
Original Terminator. Yes, that was what it was for us. It was more that than the girls. The girls, we used to go to Agis, perform at Agis, St. Mary's. You know what I'm saying? All the girls' school, and we go perform, and everybody go crazy.
And during the life of NFL at that time, what was it like? What were you doing?
Wake up in the morning, Jake will come, like in the video, blow his whistle. And he went downstairs. We start writing lyrics.
And we have this
boombox.
Yeah.
Put the boombox out there. Under my mom had some small garden thing with grapes, a grapevine. Under the grapevine.
So you didn't live celebrity lives.
I thought we were not celebrities. We were broke, man.
Broke and famous.
You know what I mean?
Not like now that there's money in the music.
But then there was no money. What celebrity?
No, so back then, who were the superstars of music?
It was the Daddy Lumbas. Papa
Kojo
Yankson, Pat Thomas, Kojo Entry.
Did you look forward to doing any collaborations with them, or it was a clear-cut different genre?
No,
so we don't.
For
they
me,
will not do it because by then rap music was started.
Exactly.
And you want to ask
someone like J.W. Ambole, who also argues that he pioneered rap. You don't think
we agree that he did, by the way. I mean, it's a good argument.
He wasn't in Ghana.
His style was rapping, you know. And yes, it was in the 70s. So I mean, and he's my dad's neighbor. He's also Blay, you know. So never saw that, right? Blay. He's from the same village, Ikwe.
Okay.
But he wasn't around at that time.
Right. I remember you guys were hot.
Yes, when we were hot, he would come and go, and it was hard to like. We really wanted to collaborate with him though. When he dropped the track with, I remember some of Smash TV, I interviewed him, and we're like, we need to do a collaboration eventually. But there was no intent of, because for me, after they had shut it down, when my dad used to take me around, I'll tell you his name, Siri Kubari. Yeah, he was the one who shut it down. He's like, no, this is not going to happen. So, and by then he was in a position.
Collaboration shouldn't happen.
No, like rap music in general.
He was then a musical president.
Before, slightly before, but he had the studio and everything. So my dad was hoping that he would,
so he didn't allow access for you guys to record in the studio if you're going to do hip hop.
No. He said the hip hop thing. Let's change this. Come back with something different.
go and learn how to sing.
Rappers retire.
So based on that, so we were like, you know what? F everybody. We're not gonna do anything with anybody. We go do our Hiplife. Forget trying to collab with any of the big men. If they want to collab with us, eventually fine. I remember one of them saw a video. He can't be so. We had a toy gun in it, and you remember him?
I remember.
And he got so pissed. Look at what they are doing, and they have a gun in the video. What is this? Is this the youth of today?
They said the same thing to Black Sheriff just a few months ago.
So it's still happening. Well, there you go. So
two more names. Talal Fatah, I just remembered as well. And his, so he was Metro, right?
Yes.
Okay, actually. So let's come back to Panji.
Yes.
So Panji, you mentioned he was in London with my cook and them. I want to understand when you guys will start, messing around with Panji and what he was doing.
I'll tell you the story. Remember the story? Are you ready for this one? All right. So this is how we met Panji. We met Panji kind of like the same way Sydney met us. Minus the kneeling down part. But Pantry was opposite TV3 at the time. There was a bar, and he was there, and we heard him do some stuff with talking drums and Ghana films.
Yeah.
So we were like, oh yeah, we want you to produce.
Hey, by then was this cool Panji? Not
Panji looked like R. Kelly.
Oh, wow.
Back then. Yes, this is not the same Panji you see now.
I swear.
Panji looked like exact copy of R. Kelly back in the day with the shaved hair, with the little. Pizzetto, they call it.
I believe I can fly.
That's the R. Kelly. That's the Panji that we know.
Oh, Vanja.
Yo, so we go up to him and we're like, so we want you to. I think it was me and Sydney even that went up to him.
Yeah,
we went up to him to like, yo, so we want you to produce us, and Panji just looked at us like, so
who was he?
Panji was a producer. He was a music producer, and he had worked with Talking Drum. We had heard the TOTO Mechanic. So we're like, yo, we want something like that. You know, so he just looked at us like up and down, like, what do you want me to do for you guys?
But I told him not to. I'm like, yo, this guy.
He said, don't do it.
Cool. This guy is so cool. This guy thinks
He's above Ali.
He thinks he's handsome. Sit down in the car, in the black golf, flexing,
flexing us. Hey,
this guy then walks down with their hands in their back.
And the hands were not in the back. We were too hip hop for that.
Say,
I beg you. We were there though, but we're not. No hands in the back.
Please, can you help us?
Basically, I just wanted him to do a track for us, man.
That's all.
Yo, homeboy looked us up like, what? So what you want me to do for you? Yeah, let's talk. We'll talk another time.
Did he know you was NFL?
No, we are not.
That big.
This was before KKDI and everything, so we were still struggling at the time. We were doing the shows, but he knew us, but he just was flexing us. He was just flexing. It was so obvious.
But eventually he came around.
Oh, eventually, yeah. I mean, many years later, after we broke up, I went back and did a song with him, like by myself. Like, yeah, we should do a track. I don't know what happened to that track.
We have to wrap up. Our time is.
I have an insight,
Go ahead.
right?
Yeah, real.
I don't know if Eddie remembers, but if it wasn't for Eddie, I probably would have never rapped.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Because when I was at MC Africa, he was a judge. So I was actually at work.
Ooh.
I was dressed just like this. I just rolled up my sleeves and I went to MC Africa and I was competing. I was nervous because everybody came with a crew. You were there. Jay Foley was there with Gemini. Props was there with PY. And I was alone. So I goofed and I messed up one of the tasks we were given. And everybody was like, oh, and Eddie was the only one who was like, no, let him go again. And then I won.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
If it wasn't for that, I probably would never have picked the microphone.
Amazing story. And I remember that very well. I mean, I remember the competition.
So can I ask a question?
I beg you. Yeah, you be cool.
Yeah, but big up, great story there.
Yeah,
just let it go.
Fantastic.
Very small world, Charlie.
So I want to. This is my final question. So when it comes to hip hop in Africa, currently the debate has been whether Ghana, stands tall, or other African countries, have a chance or stand a chance. You guys have seen it. You've been there. You've done it. You've seen the new generation. Do you still think that Ghana is like the country to look out for in Africa and the continent when it comes to hip hop and rap?
Absolutely. I think that the only problem is that hip hop as a genre worldwide has become a bit some way. It's not what it used to be. It's become watered down. Dre has said that it's evolved, which is true. It's evolved, whether you like it or not. You have to either agree that yes, it has evolved to what it is now. So we have to respect it and push it. In terms of Africa, absolutely, Ghana is definitely at the forefront of that. Even more than South Africa, I would say.
Wow.
I would say at the moment, yes, because if you look at it, it's the kind of music that we're releasing, from the Black Sheriff to the Asaka guys to the drill that we're doing and everything. I mean, we're on a different level. Nobody on the continent is doing it like this.
It's crazy.
If in doubt, just send me.
There you go. You're always there.
Let me pay some bills. Experience the magic of Ghana's vibrant colors like never before. From the enchanting green forest to the mesmerizing blue oceans, immerse yourself in one-of-a-kind celebration with shades of color powder. Join us in the spirit of unity and celebration at the Calabash Color Festival on September 9th at the Untamed Empire from 12 p.m. It's an unforgettable fusion of music, tantalizing food, refreshing drinks, and a kaleidoscope of colors that would ignite your soul. Don't miss the vibrant affair where Mr. Drew, Sefa, Kwamina MP, Dope Nation, and other artists will treat us to enchanting musical performances. Hurry and get your tickets now at Frankie's inside Oxford Street, Osu, Pokey House Airport, Front Bag and Dubai Estates, and of course Nalim Clothing inside Accra Mall. Or simply dial *711 *44# to secure your spot at the most colorful celebration in Ghana.
Well, our time is up.
Guys,
it's been a
We
good
need to
one.
bring him back again.
Yeah, taking us down memory lane. This has been really good. I mean, what will be your biggest? Wish? I don't want to use the word regrets. What would have been your biggest wish as a group? NFL.
Well, for me, I mean, maybe we should have just continued, man. We should have continued
But I also
toiling.
think it's the same thing because we're still in the media. Like I manage artists, promote artists, so it's still the same thing.
Yeah, but
And definitely our time will pass if we're doing rap earlier on.
yes,
Because still
But then,
now,
didn't you cut it short?
exactly. That's what I think.
yeah, it cut short, but Charlie, what you could do? Life still goes on, you know.
Yeah, but if you had a chance to do it again, we would go back and we would.
Yeah, make me start off again.
Funny enough, we're doing there's a little surprise coming soon. By October, it should be out.
Okay.
Like we got a project.
NFL.
Project, yeah, just for the hell of it, for sugar reasons. Because one of my friends put the video online, and then the response that we got from the video, and then the response that I get when I'm on the street, like everyone says, "Yo, when are you guys?" I'm like, "Charlie, let's do something." So we just started talking about it, and it's gonna happen.
All right. Well, letting the cat out of the bag. Thank you very much. But before we
welcome.
wrap up, this is, on behalf of everyone here, we just got news this morning that our very good friend and brother OJ Black has just passed on. May his soul rest in perfect peace. OJ Black was a signee to Links Entertainment back in the day. Remember, it was later reported that he had some kidney issues as well. He came back strong, resurfaced, as Olele put it, as an evangelist. And we have seen him on quite some media platforms, talking. But news coming in this morning that he passed on last night. OJ Black, wherever your spirit and soul is, may it rest. Live forever.
Live forever, man.
Yes, live forever. And on that note, for that sad note, still ending this conversation this morning. Yo, Eddie and Jake, thank you so very much for joining us on the show this morning. The stories are many. Plenty.
When we drop the track, you guys are gonna have us again, right? In October.
Definitely.
All right.
And our time is out, and I'm being pushed away, and we are out.